Hey, everybody. And by everybody, I mean my one viewer. The Adept here. Get that off to the side. Might use it later for other things. How is you? Take a look at this today. Set that off to the side. And that is the Agar. Very excited about this. Again, like I've been putting my promos, it's my first HHKB-esque keyboard. It doesn't have a 6U spacebar, so technically not HHKB or true HHKB. And the accessories, which is what we're going to open first. I really like the box. I know looking at boxes is kind of a stupid thing because it's just a box and it's going to get put on a shelf. But it's for fun. And this is our foam kit. It's a white foam kit. There's our spacebar foam. The PE sheet is a little off color from the pour-on foam that is included. And here we have our PCB. And daughter board, which we'll look at in a second because it is fun. There's weather today. I'm also on call today, so there's all kinds of things that can go wrong with this, but I've been excited for this for a while. I've been holding off purchasing the Agar because I really wanted the EC plate to go with the navies, but I finally decided that I would just get this, and then if they re-released the EC PCB, I would just buy it separately and probably do a whole nother item on it. Wow, that's fun outside. This is our plate. What's up, Carl? How are you doing today? We have weather. There is weathering that is happening. And this is our polycarbonate plate. Notice the cuts in the corners. If anybody is not familiar with that, it will become apparent what that's all about in just a little bit. That both of these guys. And then there is this. So if you want to remove the keyboard from the case, you put the crochet hook, which is what this is. Let's not beat around the bush. You put the crochet hook in here and you lift up, and you can lift up on the other side with this hole. I don't know why it doesn't want to focus, but it is that. Let's take a look at the daughter board real quick because it's an interesting design. They really appreciate a good bag, apparently. Come on. All right, there we go, finally. So it's interesting because this goes in the back, screws down at these 3 points, and then you have this flexible FR4 that goes to the pogo connector. What's up, End of Greatness? How are you doing today? We've got weather, so I am also on call. So there are all kinds of things that can go wrong with the stream, but I'm doing it anyway. I did close the window to the room I'm in, just so that hopefully we can get rid of some of the noise. Oh, how's the sound? Can you hear the music? It's supposed to be a fairy woodland today, is what we're going for. Although I should have gone with Seaside Tavern. Oh man, I missed the golden opportunity. Guess I could switch. So those are the accessories. Tornado time. Well, let's hope not. Tornadoes are no bueno. And here is the main attraction, the Agar. I have closed the window to the den, which is where I'm at, in order to also stop weather from getting in. Let's see, we have our accessory little bag here. These are gaskets, it looks like. I guess I probably should have looked to see how this thing gets built. Yeah, looks like it might be a gasket. We'll figure it out together. Little hex screwdriver, which we may or may not use. Screws and dot feet. And that is everything in that bag. And now for star of the show. Today we've gone green, quite literally. And that is because, oh, hey look, y'all, we're in our ad break and I totally missed it. I really got to get better about that. So this is a unibody construction green case. I decided to go green just because it really looked great against this copper bottom, which if, let's get a good view. So on the bottom weight, there's a little sea motif with a little boat, shooting stars, crescent moon. It's very, very nice. Set that off to the side so that the cat can eat it. And the staffs we're going to be using today are going to be the Luce Studio Stupid Stabilizers. Stupid Stabilizers. Which, unfortunately, we will have to lube before we can use. We need many. One. We need a total of 4 out of these 5, and one of them, the spacebar, is going to have to be, I believe, a 7U. So set you off to the side, set you off to the side. So the Uche Studios stupid stabs are essentially the same as the Paigu stabs. That's it. That's the whole statement, because they're the same. Let's get a mat that I can do things on. Notice the cat perforated this. It's my statement from before. She sneaks on the desk, steals it, chews it, but doesn't eat it. She just perforates it. We have weird cats. Putting a little 205G0 in the housing. And I'll do the same for the wires. Since these have silicone inserts, you don't need a lot. You just kind of want to give it a little healthy coat. And that's really to finish the job that the silicone does. Otherwise, there can be a little ticking, but usually not even then. I'm just covering my bases. That's a baseball term, sort of. I know the sport. I know the word ephus. It's a stupid word. And a stupid movie. Don't watch it. There's one. Do we have internet? Okay. So tell me in chat if we lose internet, because it's a possibility. Get it? Because you won't be able to, because I won't have internet. Hopefully this isn't a return to last week's debacle with the internet going out for a little bit. Although with the weather, seems likely. Check the magic 8 ball. Signs point to yes. Let's do that backwards. Two. One more. And last wire. We're going to try and do this properly today, as opposed to the last time I did this. We're going to put down our PE sheet first. Watch, it's not going to need it. Nope, don't put it in backwards again. Alright, there we go. Alright, we have stabilizers. Break out our foam kit. Set this box off to the side. That off to the side. That's right. Do it this way. Or I'm just going to mess it up. It's definitely messed up there. Don't get too far. Let's take a look. see the points. They absolutely sent me the wrong stabilizers. Well, pivot. A few are stabilizers I can use. Okay. So it seems like they sent me 1.2 millimeter stabilizers, which means that I need to lube some more stabs. Actually, go already. No, not really, because we got to put the thing in. We got to put the thingy in to the thingy. Put you in place just to get you out of the way. Everything out of the way. Won't that be grand? Okay. We need to relube safety. Okay, just checking to see. Oh, right, I didn't actually. Okay. Bring up the backup stabs. So the backup stabs are going to be Neo stabs. And so that's what we're going to go with this build. And hopefully they are tuned well enough that I don't need to worry about it. Just making sure. Come back. Key company. Okay. Alright, there's one. Stabs are alright. I like their front mount, but they don't have silicone inserts, so they're more prone to having ticks. If they do have ticks, I'm going to ask you to forgive me, and we'll get it fixed in post. Not that there's going to be post, because we're live. How about that Expedition 33, huh? I love lubing stabilizers so much, I decided to do it twice. Oh. Nope. Yes. Okay. Okay. I'll have to double check all these before we put them in, just to make sure I didn't jam it into the wrong hole. I'm known for it. No. Just kidding. I try to always double check my holes before I jam things into them. You know, not doing that just isn't cricket. All right, last one. Then we can do this some more. That's too much. Okay, that's good. That's good. That's good. And that's good. Yeah. All right, let's try this again. I am going to use. I'm glad you asked, Wobbly Cobblestones. And thanks for joining me. We are going to be using the HMX Finicky's First Encounter switches. They are, and you'll see the information posted on the screen right there, a linear palm stem PA switch with a 42 gram operating force and a 48 gram bottom out. So sort of light medium-ish switches. Hey, plastic bits, what's going on? We were going to be using stupid stabs for this, but unfortunately, I was sent 1.2 millimeter stabs, so I pivoted over to some Neo stabs that I already owned, and that's what we're going to do the build with today. And that's what these are. And they went in much nicer. How about that? That's great. One thing that's weird about the Neo stabs is that they put the little shims not on a spool, but just kind of loose in a bag, which is weird for me. Alright. Let's see if we can do this. And we have your key. And it did not go where I wanted it to go. If you have giant sausage fingers like mine, it does make it a little bit more difficult to get these in there, and occasionally you just drop them. Let's try again. Let's try again. Let's drop some more. Okay. That one just kind of bounced off of me. Oh, hey, look. They were both there. It was there the whole time. Alright, there we go, finally. Keep going, I'm on a roll. Nope, not on a roll anymore. Okay. And come on. Let's just make that the last one. Yeah. All right, there we go. We have our board. As you can see, there are not too many things that we can do with it. We can do a step caps. We can split our backspace, which we're not going to do. It's got YD, it's got the Agar down here at the bottom. Again, this is the MX style. At some point, if they do come out with more of the EC, then I will be picking those up or picking that up as an alternative. Oh, that's nice. I kind of like that. It's not something I've ever seen before in the foams, but if you look, there's actually foam around the switches inside the stabs, which is not something I've ever seen before. That's cool. I mean, it's cool. All right. As previously mentioned, the switches we'll be using today are the HMX Finicky's First Encounter, which are essentially raw switches. And they are my new favorite switch. I have started putting them in everything. Should be right. Back. Whatever. You didn't want to be in there anyway. Go. So we do our corners first, which aligns the positioning plate. And then from there, a hop, skip, and a jump to having a keyboard full of switches. We will be doing our step caps, because I love step caps. What can I say? Step caps are the shiz. If you hear random insane laughing, that's my girlfriend. She's watching what I assume is TikToks or something. Because she's real and absolutely not at Niagara Falls. Cat hair. How's everybody doing this somewhat rainy day? Well, it's rainy here. I don't know what it is wherever you are. Hopefully, unless you're in the middle of the United States, you're probably having a great day. And if you're in the United States, you probably have tomorrow off, which is also great. Depending on your job, obviously, whether or not you have one, etc. Another thing I like about these switches is because they're raw, they are milky, and man, if there was light on this keyboard, you could see it for miles. But there's not, so you won't. But like my QK80 Mark II, it's got RGB for days. I got tons left over. Wow. This keyboard has like no switches on it. We have 16 switches left. Alright. So let's figure this thing out. Let's take a journey, everybody. What I'd really like to see right now would be some form of build guide. Oh, hey, look, there it is. Stems. That's EC. There we go. Okay, so the gaskets do go on top. And then the board just drops in. So nothing that holds the board in place. Okay, well, let's do it. Let's do that. Let's do just that. Baskets. Pause that there. Come back to you. Go away, little window. Okay, I think I got this now. I think. Therefore I am. At least that's what Descartes told me. And, well, why would he lie? Okay, I think that is all of those. Let's drop our daughter board in. If you haven't seen the daughter board yet, with Alexi, very fun. Drops in just like that. Screws in a non-resealable package. How dare you? I mean, except for the fact that you give me an accessories bag, you could have just put the screws in there. Saved yourself a non-resealable bag. You monsters. Okay. So we need 3. So better. Alright, where's my little screwdriver that you gave me? Fine. Little screwdriver that Corey Keys gave me. Not that one. That's a Phillips head. So the secret when you're putting in multiple screws is do not put them in all the way at first. Get your screws all threaded. I know this seems like a simple thing, and most people are like, well, of course. But, you know, you'd be surprised. People who do not encounter things that they need to screw in very often don't think about it. And once you've got all your screws threaded, then lock them down. And that way, you know, and then don't force it too much. You want to do it just enough. And then we're going to install our case foam. Now, they say that you should at least install your case foam. Obviously, we're going to take that one better. And install it, first of all, correct side up, which would be nice, so that the, come on you, hey, so that the little pogo connector will be able to do its pogoing. Okay. Obviously, this is a little bit different than the one that you saw in the video, and that's because the one in the video was from the EC. Alright, so we're going to put this back off to the side again. Well, we put in our keycaps, because it wanted us to put in the keycaps. Oh, it's still out of the case. The keycaps we're using today are, not these, technically those, but technically not, are Emma. I did order these with the keyboard. I had been wanting this set for a while because I think it's very pretty, and I think that it's going to go fantastic with this keyboard. And if not, that's what those other sets are for. I also got the numpad and the 40s kit so that I can put it on any of the keyboards that I've got. That's right, I bought a 40s kit. Who knew? So these are PBT. They are sort of translucent. The green is translucent down to the white underneath. And they are about 1.3 millimeters thick, 1.4, we'll call it 1.4 millimeters thick. And yeah, so let's go ahead and get this installed. I'm going to jump back over to make sure that I have my layout right. Yeah, to solder every. Yeah, I mean, I tend not to get the solder PCBs if I can help it, Squeeze. Thanks for joining me. And I am not a huge fan of KTT Kang switches, although I know a lot of people are. Yeah, it's a standard. Okay. There's nothing fancy here. How do you like it, Squeeze? Are you enjoying the board? And what color did you get? Been very excited about this board for a little while. Now, like I had said previously, I had wanted to get the EC kit, but I didn't jump on it, and then it sold out, and I waited to see if they would get it back in stock. And just recently, I decided that I would just do it. Back to you. And the question for today, and I know a lot of people have asked this question over the years, if anybody wants to answer, scoops or bars? What is your preference? Are you a scoop person or a bar person? I'm a bar person. Personally. You're a bar person as well? That's good. I mean, I honestly could go either way. I don't know why I like the aesthetic of the bar over the scoop. I like the fact that the keycaps are all like this. The scoop kind of does something to the aesthetic. I could also go with neither if that were available to me. All right, so we're gonna go with that and the next level. This is very nice packaging, by the way. It's not quite Levy and Rosegood, but it's pretty up there. Alright, so what do I need and what do I got? I need you. Changed my mind. I also don't know why I didn't put on the spacebar, since it's literally right there. Okay. Here's one. I need another one. Here. Not get to. Oh. And we'll just do that. So on plastic plates like polycarbonate, you'll often find that especially on new keycaps like these, that the keycap will actually be stronger than the plate. And I think we'll go with this here. I think that's nice. Let's do that. Okay. There we go. And the 2. And 3. Box. Right. Now for the moment of truths. So when they did it, it dropped in and it was snug. And I guess it is. I assume that snap was it going into place. And so, wow. There is a significant delay on my YouTube today. I'm not sure how bad it is on the Twitch, but here we go. Let's put some stuff away. There. You guys can. Oh. Sweet. I like the fact that they're dot feet because if there isn't a problem, I'll solve it by buying more dot feet. I actually have some already. I don't know that they're black though, so I would probably buy them to match, but they're readily available as opposed to a lot of others. And there's our feet. And for those of you who have not seen this beautiful butt on it, you've got the star field, the moon, the little boat on the waves, the shooting star. It's all so nice. However, what's not nice is the fact that when I turned it over, the keyboard wanted to come out. So, make sure it's all in there. And then, first of all, does it work? Well, it turns on. Alright, let's pause the music a little bit. Do a quick sound test. I don't know if y'all could hear the music at all. Yes, or DJ. Because, you know, at one point he goes into DJ. I don't know why. Alright, let's go ahead and do a quick sound test. This is the Agar with HMX first encounter switches and Emma nice PBT or PBT fans Emma keycaps on it. All right. So, except for a ticking spacebar, I think it sounds pretty nice. And obviously, the ticking spacebar I am going to take care of, but that's what I get when I don't get a chance to use my Pygoo stabs. Actually, I'll probably grab probably take this apart again and put in at least the Pygoo spacebar to kind of fix that. I think that's going to annoy me. Yeah. So this is the bill, and I think there's an underglow that you can't see to it, which is funny. You've got this curve over here. Let's take a look at the side profile. Green. Let's clean that up a little bit. Kind of sits front heavy, and I don't know why. I don't know if that's by design. But I mean, look at that. I gotta be messing something up. Let's pull it up, take a quick look. I think I see it. Here's my smudger. Using a plastic smudger so I don't wreck the finish of this thing. Oh yeah, look at that. That's my fault. Should I do another one? Alright, hold on. This is just gonna bug me. I have no syringe, but what I do have is a dream. That dream is for me to take this out. And for me to loop into that stupid little hole. Where's my hole? Oh, right there. Okay, put our switch back. I think that got it. All right. Still a little bit there, but it's better. Let's see. So yeah, except for a bit of a tick from the Neo stabs, I think it's really nice, and I think, wow, look at that. Look at that flex, jeez. That's pretty bouncy, considering the gasketing system is kind of just your almost standard gasketing system. Then, of course, we have this, which is really nice. I love it. You just got to remember to hold the PCB in when you hold it upside down, because it does want to come out. Like, boom, it just came out. Like, just then. Like, just a little shake, and it's out. And that's because there's not really, like, on the Neo 65, their dumbbell gaskets kind of fit in, but also are a little bit bigger, so they push out against the sides when you put it in. So it is much less likely. As a matter of fact, it makes it actually harder to get it out. And then you end up having, hey, Coke Zero, not sponsored, although if they wanted to pay me, I would take it. Sorry. Yeah, Neo 65. So you sometimes have to push up from the bottom. In this case, there is a fun little mechanism that we don't need because it's, where did it go? Oh, it's underneath the tab. There we go. So there's one here, and there's one on the other side. So it comes with a crochet hook, a 5/0 crochet hook, 3 millimeters, so you can put it in and then drag it down and pull it up, and then you've got your board. Not really needed in this case because the fitment is such that it actually just kind of goes on to it. So like I said, there is a, let's check out Via real quick. Here's my sound test. Let's plug it in. Plug it in, plug it in. Oh, do I need to use Vile? I have to use Vile. I gotta use Vile. Vile rocks. Yeah. So this is Vile, which is kind of, some people say it's better than Via. I like Via better than Vile. I like the pretty lights. So in my case, we're going to turn it all off, or we could just put it on green, but nah. Might as well just save the juice. Let's check out what the key map is here, and we are going to fix that because we're going to go left control. We're not going to go with a GUI key there. We're going to go with an Alt. Then we're going to go with a GUI key here. That is correct. Everything else, that's that. That is not what I'm doing there. How do I unsplit the backspace? There. To view backspace. Okay, change that to backspace. Okay. There we go. The most disappointing keyboard that I've ever come across. The drop enter. So they're selling this keyboard for $79. This thing is freaking hot garbage. It is the worst sounding keyboard. I could not do anything with it. I hated this keyboard. And I ended up like forcing them to return to accept a return on it. Yeah, this was the worst keyboard I've ever encountered. I do not recommend it. A runner-up that was disappointing, but has somewhat been redeemed since then, is this. I just finished repairing this keyboard again. This is the Melitrix Zoom 65V3, and I can finally show it off because it has so this back piece, right? So this piece of aluminum here is like thin Oh, we got an ad break. Ad break. Ad break. Petting the cat. Petting the cat. So it's an ad break over on the Twitch side. So yeah, we can close this because this is garbage. Ooh, is that right? Oh, look at that. Oh, right there. So filter down, volume up, mute, stop. All right, welcome back, everybody. All right, no, that's wrong. Just want regular previous track. There we go. Media previous. Play. Media next. Okay. So yeah. So this is the Melitrix Zoom 65V3, and it was disappointing, but has since mostly been redeemed. So when I received it, the screen was broken, and the tail light had not been installed properly, and so whenever you would open and close it, it would rub against the electronic strip that's in there that allows it to light up, and then it just broke. So that lasted maybe a day, day and a half. They replaced it. It broke again. The screen broke again, and things like this metal, like this aluminum piece in the back, is like super thin. I like the maglev. I've got it installed in here right now, but I mean, you can see the flex on the Agar is better than the flex with magnets, which are magic. It does have a good sound. So, somewhat redeemed, still disappointing because I had such high hopes for it. And I think that's really the biggest part. Is that I was expecting some really good things from this keyboard, and it didn't deliver the way I had hoped, and so that was just that. But yeah, drop enter. Don't ever get it. Like, I think I only paid like $20 for it too. It was so disappointing that I returned a $20 keyboard. Like, I could have gotten a Meiji and been happier than the drop enter. That's saying a lot. But anyway, Vial, for those of you who haven't used it yet, it does pretty much the same stuff as VIA, just a little bit different. While we were in a break, I realized that the vial allows me to change the color of my caps lock so that it now matches the keyboard. Yeah! Every keyboard should have this functionality, that I can change all of the colors of the accent lights. It brings to mind the Petrichor, which has the lights over on the side, but since my numlock is always on, the middle light is always green. And I'm like, well, that sucks. I want it to be a different color. But you can't. Anyway, that's enough of me complaining about that. So I think that is... Oh, I did not. Is this not connected anymore? Ah, that's why. So we're going to change that back to that. You don't need an insert key because the insert key is the worst key ever. However, I do need to delete. We don't really need these, but they're fine. Yeah, I guess that's fine. I got to get used to this up, down, left, right here. Maybe I'll move them down here where I have my other... I have another keyboard that has... Oh, it's this keyboard right here. Where I have GVBN set as my up, down. Yeah, let's do that. Then at least it's consistent with another keyboard. Because it's all about me trying to remember this stuff. Which is why my volume up, volume down, volume up, and mute are all right here, preferably with media stop right next to it, and then next and previous are at the bottom where my brain would logically put them in this case on either side of the spacebar. And since nothing was used in the spacebar, I made that the media play. Normally I would make it the inner key. That makes sense to everybody? It makes sense to me. That's really what matters, but I'm curious. All right. I don't need macros. I don't need tap dance. I don't need the QMK settings because this all looks good. And it directly feeds into file without having to have a JSON file. Yay! Which means that it's probably QMK certified properly, which I've found to be the case with most KBDFans keyboards that I've encountered so far. So take a hint, EpoMaker and Melatrix and Keychron and QWERTY keys, all you people who are not properly registered with QMK, go ahead and do that for me. That'd be great. But that's the build. Anybody have any questions? Is there anything that I can answer? Anything else I can answer? Otherwise, we'll be wrapping it up so I can go to Memorial Day barbecue. And I will be back next week with, if nothing else, I do have a rebuild of the what? Because they sent me an entirely new board. It's not the ND75. Oh, yeah, I can go look. So, right, it's the RD75. I'll be rebuilding the RD75 at the very least because I've had some PCB issues. So rather than keep messing around with it, they just sent me a new board. So just for talking about support, I want to give a shout out. I showed the Melitrix and I said it was disappointing. However, Melitrix made right by it. That is the thing. They have sent me 2 different taillights. They sent me 2 different replacement screens. The second time they sent me taillights, they actually sent 2 in the box because I guess they're done messing around with me. And so they sent me 2 taillights in the box. So I have a spare now, which is great because it seems to be prone to losing its stickiness and coming out and getting rubbed on by if you open your case. And boom, you suddenly have no taillight. But, notwithstanding that, they did, and then like some of the magnets for the maglev, they attracted too well to each other, hit each other, and shattered. And so they sent me a whole new magnet set, which is great by them. In the case of Womier, the RD75, I've had, I had RGB issues with the Womier. They've now, this is the second time they're replacing the PCB. The first time, the top 2 rows were the only rows that lit, and now the bottom 2 rows are not lit. And so they are like, we're just going to send you a whole nother keyboard. And I'm like, oh, well, that's fantastic. Because, I asked Melitrix, and, it's not something you can expect, but, I asked Melitrix just to see if they would just send me a new top case that had no taillight, because the taillight seems like a flawed design. I didn't want it anymore because it's just going to get knocked out. I realize what I'm going to do when eventually I expect to go through those 2 taillights, and they probably aren't going to replace it again. And then I'm just going to paint it. I'm going to remove that plastic transparent piece, and I'm going to paint it some color, and then put it back so that the taillight is just, doesn't need light. Because the translucent plastic piece, if it's not lit up, just kind of looks janky. In my opinion, it really needs to be lit up. It's what it's for. So yeah, I'll probably do that. But yeah, both of these companies did right by me, and I want to give them a shout out. The Womier RD75 is a loud keyboard, but it's a good keyboard. Ball catch. It's got the pogo system, and you can actually even get a knob module like this one, and then install it. The only reason I don't have it installed right now is because I can't get different knobs for this particular module, and it's not the right blue. It's not the right blue, okay? Yeah, so that's it. And I wanted to thank everybody for showing up. Let's see if there's anybody out there I can rate for. Them and us, so that we can enjoy a little bit of more keyboarding. Let's see. There's a raid out there that I can do. I don't know that there is. Let's. Nope, doesn't look like. So, if that's the case, I know, right? I mean, the Star Wars memes are always good, because Star Wars is always good. Yeah, Thanks. Have a wonderful rest of your weekend. If you have tomorrow off, enjoy that as well. Thanks for joining me, and I hope you enjoyed watching me build the Agar. Just for one more time, let's go ahead and take a look at that side profile. It's got such a nice curve here. Kind of like the curved front as well, how it kind of comes out on the curved back. I mean, this at the price point of $125 for all of this curved milling is crazy, especially when you think that this is a copper weight on the bottom. And I mean, in this here, this is actually the first time I ever touched this. So nice. And yeah, like I said, it's not a true HHKB because this should be smaller. This should actually be a 6U. But other than that, it's HHKB enough for me, let me just say. And yeah, I look forward to using this a good bit. And yeah, hopefully I'll see you next week. Same bat time, same bat channel. Yeah, 3 p.m. Mountain Standard Time next Sunday. I will be streaming at least the RD75 rebuild, and we'll take a look at that. And otherwise, maybe I'll have something new. Who knows? Have a great one. Bye.